Thank you to my members for making this video possible. You guys are the best. Mwah. And thank you to their cats as well. All of them are so cute. I love them so much. Dark Souls is a franchise known for its incredible lore, decaying flame, and deeply symbolic characters. But among the dragons, time travel, and fallen gods, there's a quieter presence. One that slinks in the shadows, speaks in riddles, and watches with knowing eyes. Cats. Yes, cats. Feline figures appear in the series with an oddly consistent role: guardians, guides, and keepers of lost knowledge. But why cats? What is it about these mysterious creatures that makes them such fitting figures in a world unraveling with time and memory? Let's start with the first cat that we meet, Alvina of the Darkroot Garden in Dark Souls. Alvina is an elusive, Cheshire-like character who resides in the ruins en route to Artorias' grave. Her role is deceptively simple. She speaks to the player, beckoning them to join the Forest Hunters Covenant to defend the woods from trespassers. But beneath her simple, mischievous speech lies something more profound. Alvina isn't just a recruiter. She's a guardian of the past. Specifically, she watches over both the grave of Artorias the Abysswalker and Sif. And, I suppose, in a way, she's also guarding the last remnants of Ulasil. Through subtle lines and optional interactions, it's implied Alvina was once a companion, perhaps even a friend, of Artorias. She's one of the few beings in Dark Souls who genuinely seems protective of both a place and its traditions, and also all of the memories that it holds. Alvina's existence is a form of resistance against decay, against forgetting. She ensures Artorias' honor remains intact. She defends the boundary between worlds, past, present, sacred, and defiled. She's a watcher of the abyss and of the current world, an observer, but never passive. In Dark Souls 2, we meet another interesting feline, Sweet Shalquoir, the cat who lounges in a quaint home in Majula. At first glance, she's comic relief. Snarky, mysterious, prone to gossip. She sells rings, allows you to transfer freely between covenants, and makes cryptic remarks, and seems weirdly aware of the player's actions despite never leaving Majula. But if you listen closely, you realize Shalquoir knows everything. She speaks of covenants, ancient beings, forgotten realms. She drops hints about the fading line between life and undeath, light and dark. Her knowledge is above all, not just about the world, but about how the world works. She, too, is a watcher, one who doesn't intervene directly but points the way, often with amusement, sometimes with concern. Shalquoir is like a guide to the crumbling framework of Drang Lake, subtly nudging the player without ever commanding them. In a world where memory fades, where even kings forget their names, Shalquoir remembers those for those who have forgotten, and like Alvina, she endures. Cats are liminal creatures. They walk between worlds, home and street, wild and tame, presence and absence. In folklore, they're often guardians of thresholds, sometimes even guides to the afterlife. They watch, but don't speak plainly, giving you all the answers but hiding them in rhymes or poems. They judge, but without harsh judgment, and instead quiet amusement. In Dark Souls, cats fill this role exactly. Alvina and Shalquoir are never central to the action, but they're always near boundaries. Alvina guards the edge of the abyss. Shalquoir dwells at the edge of Drang Lake's memory, where the player begins their journey. Both oversee spaces of transition. They are also tied to time. While the world around them rots and forgets, the cats remember. They are among the few beings who seem unaffected by the undead curse. Not hollow, not mad, not even slightly out of tune. Not controlled by anyone, eternal in their own weird way. And importantly, both cats point the player towards choice. Join a covenant, consider your path, or go blindly. Reflect on your actions if you care. Like all good cats, they'll never force your hand. They just watch. There's something almost Lovecraftian about them. Ancient intelligences wearing a familiar, cozy shape that humanity has become infatuated with. There's also a notable absence of cats in Dark Souls 3. This very well may be symbolic and intentional, that by the time of Lothric, even the ancient watchers have given up. The world is so far gone that not even guardians of memory remain. There is nothing left to guard, and no longer memories, places, or traditions to uphold. Or maybe, like cats do, they're just hiding in a hole, far too out of reach for any undead to get to. Alvina and Sweet Shalquoir may seem like side characters who are just kind of there and nothing more. But in the bleak, tangled narrative of Dark Souls, I would say that they're definitely anchors, not to power, but to remembrance. They embody themes of guardianship, the path forward, mystery, and timelessness. They guide without leading, they speak without explaining, and they endure without changing. In a world where everything crumbles, cats remain patient, observant, and quietly divine. Perhaps From Software chose cats because they represent something the world of Dark Souls desperately lacks. Something that not even a fire can fade. So the next time you pass Alvina or go into Shalquoir's boudoir, remember, you're not alone. You're being watched, lovingly and mysteriously, and importantly, without spite, but instead with hope. Everything will crumble and waste away so that something new may be born. Until next time, praise the sun and stay curious.
Don't you dare let yourself go hollow, lest my time spent on you be wasted.